Hello and welcome to another RouteSavvy how-to video. This video is special for our Meals on Wheels customers using the mobile app. This video will cover how to download and install the mobile app, how to set up the mobile app, and then how to use the mobile app when you're in the field. First thing you'll want to do is go to your app store. I'm on an Android, so mine's going to say Play Store. You'll want to search for RouteSavvy. And you'll see some other things come up. Make sure that you download RouteSavvy. It's by OnTerra Systems LLC. It's always free to download and install. So I'm going to install that now. And then you can open it. We'll have to set up some permissions. I'll hit while using the app. I'm going to allow access to physical activity. And then it tells me, hey, we need to let this app access our location all the time. So I'm going to hit this change to allow all the time. This takes me into my phone settings. I can click on allow all the time and hit back. It may be a little bit different on an iPhone. Your permissions may be a little bit different, but it should walk you through that too. The first thing that you'll need to do is go to your settings. That's this little gear down here in the bottom right next to the question mark. And you go here and it will give you a device ID. You'll need to copy that down. It is case sensitive, so uppercase and lowercase matters. And you can send that to your route coordinator. If you want to be extra sure, you can always take a screenshot and send them that image. One other thing to note here is to send location to server. If you don't want to be tracked when you're not delivering meals, you can turn that off when you're done for the day. Just please be sure to remember to turn that back on in the morning so that everything works correctly. Now, when I come into the app, I'm going to see my routes. And I'm going to send over a fresh route right now. Route 5, 1016. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. That's this icon up here. And it pulls this up. By default, it should pull up the most recent route. If you ever want to check that, you can hit that down arrow. And you'll have a list of all possible routes. And you want to just look for that date. 10/16 is the date today, so I know that this is my correct route. Another thing to note is that this first address, this is always going to be your home base. It'll be the office or the commissary or wherever you're picking up your meals. So you don't need to worry about that. Your first stop should be this one here. And so if I want to navigate to this route, I have this Google button and I have a Waze button. I don't think I have Waze on this phone, so I'll show you Google. You can click on either one of these icons and it'll take this address and it'll open it up in that app for me. And I happen to be pretty far from that address, but we'll ignore that. And so all I really have to do is hit start and it will take me to that address. It'll navigate me there. Now when I'm done, it will probably end the navigation by itself. If it doesn't, I can hit this X here, end it, it's fine. And then I can go back over to the RouteSavvy app. I just swiped that there at the bottom. Now that I'm at the client's location, I can click in this rectangle for stop 2. Basically, if I touch anywhere besides those 2 navigation buttons, I'll get this, which will show me the notes. I can see all the customer notes right here. And then if I need to change any notes, that's going to be on the Mark Stop Complete screen. If you need to change anything, say you couldn't deliver the meal, for example, your route coordinator will tell you what field to use, but you can go into any of these and change them. and say, oh, could not deliver, no one home, or whatever it is. So you can change that and it will upload. And you know, if in most cases Meals on Wheels is not using a signature and not using a photo, but there are ways to do that if your organization wants to use those. If nobody mentioned it to you, then don't worry about it. And then once I've completed this, I put my notes in there, only if I needed to put notes in there. Then I can hit save, and it's going to upload all of this to RouteSavvy, and then you'll see it jumps me down to the next stop. That was stop 2. It jumps me down to stop 3. And it's important that you tell your route coordinator if you had to upload any notes. RouteSavvy's not going to notify them automatically that, hey, the driver in the field changed some notes. So if you did have to add some notes, say you couldn't deliver a meal or something else unusual happened and you had to put some notes in there, definitely at the end of the day, or however you want to handle it, let your route coordinator know that there was some kind of an exception and you had to add notes. And then you can just go down through here. For every one of these, you can hit the Google or hit the Waze, and it'll come up with your directions. You hit start, you navigate over there. You can end the route when you get there. Go back to RouteSavvy. Click on the address. You can see your notes. You can mark it as complete. You can take any notes you want. Save it, and then it's going to jump me down to stop 4. So you just repeat that through the whole route. And I always leave this first stop incomplete because typically it's a round trip. And then if I mark this last stop as complete, it's going to also mark the first stop as complete. And then this where it says 4 out of 59 at the top, that little circle will load fully, and you can see that the route is completely done. So I hope you found that helpful. Thank you for your time.